Good morning. I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners. It's Wednesday, May 22nd. I will note for the record that all three commissioners are present in the Nat U. Hill meeting room. And we will begin with our public statement. We, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, renew our commitment to welcome and protect the rights of all people, regardless of age, race, color, creed, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, marital status, economic status, and national origin. And we affirm the right of every person to live peacefully and without fear, and we will fight and resist at every step discrimination and harmful policies, whatever their source. We also stand in support of our county public school systems, both RBB and MCCSC. And with that, we will move on to our department updates. And let's see, Ms. Kelly. Good morning, Ms. Kelly. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, good morning. So just a few updates. Emergency department visits for COVID-like illnesses have decreased. However, wastewater detections have increased slightly, so we do anticipate that we are seeing the virus begin to circulate more. The health department still has free COVID tests available for the public. And as always, we have vaccinations through our public health clinic. You can call 812-353-3244.
Great. Thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens?
No.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Are there any other departments that have an update for us today? You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U. Hill. All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to public comment. Public comment is reserved for items that are not on our agenda. It is limited to 3 minutes per person. Please state your name and your county of residence. You can raise your hand on Teams, or you may come to the podium in the Nat U. Hill room. And we have Mr. MG here.
Good morning, Commissioners, distinguished staff. This is Christopher MG from the Greater Bloomington Chamber, bringing good tidings. I want to talk a little bit about the evolution of economic development.
Thank you.
I think how we've evolved in that science in the last 30 years, where we were just sort of luring and trying to expand employers. We now know that quality of life is very important. Here in Monroe County, we take that very seriously. And that we know that workers can move and are mobile and can go anywhere. So the need for skilled workers has never been higher. The other aspect is that we know and that we really depend on here in Monroe County is the quality of our K-12 education system that the commissioners I know have supported greatly. We're blessed with two wonderful school districts, both RBB and MCCSC. The Chamber is proud to partner with both of these entities as the Success School. We started this foundation arm in 1999. First is just an Educator of the Year award program, and now expanding to all of these wonderful programs. We're preparing students for life after high school. We're providing that financial literacy that's so important. And just to look at what we were able to do in this past school year, both in the combined two school districts, we had 33 events and programs. We engaged with 4,399 students. We had 595 volunteers encapsulating 2,335 donated time. These events include employment fairs, a career cruise, reality stores, career panels, and the tour of opportunity. And what this also does for our volunteers is we can get to engage the business in the K-12 education. I think this does a great job of solidifying their interest, their dedication to the community, and sort of use their passion, which is their profession, and sort of laying that out to students. Students learn job skills, entrepreneurship, career exploration, and financial literacy. So I just want to say that we are proud to be doing this. This was my former job before I got into advocacy, and it is the feel-good arm of the Chamber. We welcome more volunteers, so be sure to look out for some more volunteer opportunities in the next school year, and I thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's a great program. Any other public comment for items not on our agenda? Okay, seeing none, we will move on with our regular agenda. Item 5, please.
Move approval of the minutes from May 15th, 2024, and for the executive session of May 5th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any comments, corrections, or edits? Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes for May 15, 2024, and the executive session minutes for May 5th, 2024, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of the claims docket for accounts payable May 22nd, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and we have Ms. Moat joining us from the auditor's office. Good morning.
Good morning. The accounts payable claims docket for May 22nd, 2024 totals $8,570,294.10. That includes all emergency claims and adjustments.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Githens?
I wanted to point out two things. Part of today's claims includes $10,000 to Ivy Tech for their support of their 2024 SBDC program, and I'm happy to make sure that we continue to do that. And that a lot of the money that went into this week's claims was either passing on taxes that were collected, like for the city of Bloomington, for townships and the school board, and also a lot of the election day expenses came through.
Yep.
We had a lot of judges, inspectors, clerks. So yeah, that was huge. I didn't go through and add it all up, but it's expensive to hold free and fair elections.
It is, and those workers have a very long day and go through training, and appreciate all their help. But yes, it's not, elections are not free, that's for sure. All right, let's see if there's any public comments on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the claims docket, accounts payable May 22nd, 2024, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Sorry, I got a little allergy stuff going on. All right, we'll move on to new business.
Move approval of Duke Energy Foundation grant agreement, fund name Emergency Management Duke Grant, fund number 4938, and a grant amount of $4,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Baker from Emergency Management. Tell us all about it, please.
Good morning. Yes, we are pleased to announce that the county has been awarded a grant from the Duke Energy Foundation. This grant will help purchase more letter radios for Monroe County residents who live in areas that are at higher risk for severe letter, such as mobile homes and anyone who doesn't have the accessibility to receive proper severe letter alerts. This is an additional grant from the Duke Energy Foundation that we received earlier this year to buy more radios. So we're happy to get it.
Good news. Thank you. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens?
Have you been able to distribute all the radios from the first tranche of the
We
grant, I guess?
We have been distributing them about every day. So we still got tons left, but we are working on it. We are working on with the township trustees to kind of get more people involved.
Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, this is a wonderful idea to help out people in our community who might be a little more vulnerable. And I'd like to thank the trustees for helping out with it.
Yeah, so who should somebody contact if they're just hearing about this opportunity for the first time? Should they contact your office or the trustees?
Yes, they can contact us or the trustees, either one. Not all the trustees have the radios yet, but they can always get a hold of them. But yes, they can contact us at our phone number or email Jamie or I.
Okay, great. Can you give us your phone number?
Yes, it is 812-349-2546.
Great. Thank you so much. Any public comment on this item, raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Duke Energy Foundation grant agreement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Indiana Department of Health grant agreement, fund name DIS/STD, fund number 8180, in an amount of $121,758.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kelly, tell us all about it, please.
Yes, so this grant helps to cover our disease interventional specialist services. This does cover 12 counties. This provides testing, counseling, referral to services. So this will cover one full-time salary and one part-time employee. We do currently have 2 full-time employees, so we will be moving our other full-time employee into other funding.
Great, thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens?
I just wanted to point out to the public, this is part of the Ryan White federal program.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
All right. I don't have any questions either. I'm just glad that we're doing this. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Indiana Department of Health grant agreement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of BTEC Fire and Security Service Agreement, fund name County General, fund number 1000, in an amount of $57,963. And I'll point out that this is a 3-year contract and with an annual amount of $19,321.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Kreider, pull up a chair. You're going to be here a while.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Thank
here
you.
a little while this morning. Currently, commissioners, we have all these contracts with BTEC, but they've been added over a period of time, and the goal here is to get everything under one umbrella. This request is to accept the proposal submitted by BTEC Fire and Security in an amount of $19,321 annually and not to exceed $57,963 over a 3-year term to provide inspection, testing, and monitoring services of fire suppression systems and equipment at the following Monroe County locations: the Highway Department, Community Corrections, Johnson Hardware, Showers Building, Fiscus Building, Curry Building, Youth Services Bureau, Justice Building, Health Services Building, the Historic Courthouse, Emergency Management, Election Operations, and the Morton Street Garage. Labor rates on service calls outside of the contract scope will be $115 per hour plus a $35 service charge.
Great. Thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Jones?
No, it's just good to know that this is being done.
Commissioner Githens?
Well, I thank Mr. Kreider for emailing back and forth with me on things, but I'll point out that the Johnson Hardware building that covers election central as well, not just the community corrections. And also, if we vacate what we used to call the Napa building, but election operations prior to the end of the 3-year contract, we've been told that our overall cost will be reduced.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the BTEC Fire and Security Service Agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Balance Flooring Inc. agreement for the Monroe County Convention Center. Fund name, ARPA, fund number 8950, in an amount of $33,487.86.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second, Mr. Kreider.
The next 4 requests are for improvements at the Monroe County Convention Center, and I'd like to add that Talisha Kopic is here today if y'all have any questions. So this request is to accept the proposal submitted by Bounds Flooring, Inc. in the amount of $33,487.86 to remove existing carpet and replace with new in both the Cook and Hanson Zabenden rooms at the Monroe County Convention Center.
Right, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, it seems
Let's
very
just
straightforward.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we're good. It seems very straightforward, and since I go down there every month or so, it feels like, yeah, it's time to do some of that.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes, it's just nice to see all of this moving forward. I know we've been looking forward to it for a while now.
Yeah, this is really good news. I'm sure Ms. Kopic and the rest of the convention center staff are excited. Thank you for working on this. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Bounds Flooring Inc. agreement for the Monroe County Convention Center signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Move approval of Cassidy Electric Contractors, Inc. agreement, fund name, ARPA, fund number 8950, in an amount of $4,850.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Mr. Kreider.
This request is to accept the proposal submitted by Cassidy Electrical Contractors, Inc. in the amount of $4,850 to replace 31 fluorescent light fixtures with 31 LED light fixtures. It includes a dimmer switch and additional lighting controls next to the projection screen in the Hanson and Zabenden room at the Monroe County Convention Center.
All right, thank you. Comments, questions, Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Githens?
A nice upgrade.
It is. It's a great upgrade. All right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Cassidy Electrical Contractors, Inc. agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of the General Interiors, Inc. agreement, fund name, ARPA, fund number 8950, in an amount of $18,201.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Kreider.
This request is to accept the proposal submitted by General Interiors, Inc. in the amount of $18,201 to remove all ceiling tile and replace with new, remove all wallpaper, chair rail, and prep walls to receive new wallpaper in the Hanson and Zabenden room at the Monroe County Convention Center.
All right. Thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
All right. I don't have any either, but it segues well into the next item. Any public comment on this item? Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. All right, seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agreement with General Interiors, Inc. signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Move Rose Painting, Inc. agreement, fund name, fund name, ARPA, fund number 8950, in an amount of $21,650.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Mr. Kreider.
This request is to accept the proposal submitted by Rose Painting, Inc. in the amount of $21,650 to apply new vinyl wallpaper and paint woodwork in the Hanson and Zabenden room at the Monroe County Convention Center.
Thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Githens?
I just have one kind of overall question, because I'm sure these things will have to be done stage-wise. We can't do them concurrently. Approximately how long will it be until everything's done?
You know,
We have Ms. Kopic here.
I think I'm going to lean on Talisha for that.
Hi, Talisha Koplik with Convention Center Management Company, and yes, our staff is thrilled, especially about the new freight elevator on the way. So it'll save several frustrations in, in the mornings. But I just wanted to say thank you for your support of ARPA and all the work everybody's been doing. It's been a dream working with Richard and Angie and all of you, so thank you. Our goal, once we had the costs in for the elevator and the cooling tower, was to see what that balance would be. We did go ahead and do some of the things from the ARPA list just because we needed to get them done immediately, and that was like the security panel upgrade and some of the windows. So I wanted to let you know we've addressed some of those. Coming down the pike after this project is sailing is additional quote on some windows that couldn't be like repaired and really need to be replaced. There's about 7 of those. And then with the grouting, and then we're looking at the AD right now and what we want to do with that. So what we wanted to do with this project here is get this started because there's lead time on ordering the wallpaper and the carpet, which have been in there since 1997, which is amazing actually that it's held up that long. But our goal is to continue to operate while a new building is being built, and then when that new building's built, move current business to that building and do some things with the current building, which is 100 years old now. But that current building will continue to be used as breakout space. So this is a good investment. We want to maintain a high quality of standards. And the reason we wanted to get this going is we have a group coming in July 12th is Indiana State Association executives. And each one of those people represent a group of 200 plus people that can bring their groups to Bloomington. So we're super excited about that. So thank you for the opportunity to do it. I did want to use this opportunity also to just say, you know, over the last month, as an example of like civic and convention use and how both of those can live together, and that's what we've been doing from the very beginning, we hosted that Bloomington High School North Prom, which was fun. The MCCSC had an event to recognize teachers and recognize those who are retiring and those who are, receiving awards. Also, safety workers. It was co-sponsored and led by the Chamber of Commerce and the Exchange Club. For our fire workers and health and safety and EMTs and police. And then we had Mental Health America last week, which that was a whole group of local mental health care workers. And so they were getting awards too. I feel like May is award season. But, just all of those folks are Monroe County residents, and it's the reason they get together to celebrate and educate on their topics. And also did the poll worker training for 2 weeks solid, which was a really good opportunity to see, over 25 computers hooked up and doing the training for that. But then we also had a conference that was here for 3 days. They had 200 people, and they were all over downtown. They left on Sunday evening. And then we had an Association of County Workers, which I didn't know there was an Association of County. They were here on Monday, 100 people from around the state, and they all had lunch on their own and went out and just loved coming to Bloomington. So I felt like that's good information for all of you to know that it's a very active facility, and we want to keep it in good shape. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to do that, because it comes out of our operations budget, if not, and so it allows us to feel a little bit more comfortable there, too. So thank you, and thank you.
We should get a red carpet for all those award season things. Did you have other questions?
No, I do want to point out, though, that the county, in addition to our innkeeper's tax, is continuing to support the convention center in a number of ways, and this is just another example.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
The goal is to be finished by July 12th.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, they would have to be done in a particular order.
Yes. Got to strip things before you put new
Yeah.
vinyl. Yeah.
You don't put in new carpet until after you're done
Yeah.
with the other stuff, right? Okay. All right. No, and this is just a good reminder that this was a decision by this board and the council together to utilize some of our ARPA dollars for infrastructure, and this is part of the infrastructure of our community. So it ties in well with the new convention center project. We're not replacing the convention center, we're adding on to it. So we need to keep the current one in great shape. So, all right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium at U-Hill.
Christopher Envy again from the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. I just want to echo a couple of the sentiments with the commissioners and the council coming together and really using this ARPA funding effectively. You were honored at the White House for good reason, and that these infrastructure projects would not happen otherwise. And a big kudos to Ms. Kopic on what she does at the convention center, what she does for Downtown Bloomington, Inc. She is tireless, dedicated person. We're lucky to have her in the community. And she laid out wonderful reasons why this is great civic space. And I plan on sending that particular public comment to to other elected officials so they realize everything that goes into the convention center. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, seeing no other comments on this item, all those in favor of approving the Rose Painting Inc. agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Vet Environmental Engineering LLC agreement, fund name, cumulative capital, fund number 1138, in an amount not to exceed $50,756.72.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. Mr. Kreider.
This request is to accept the proposal submitted by Vet Environmental Engineering LLC in the amount of $49,156.72 to perform pre-mitigation radon testing, diagnostic testing, demolition and preparation of basement crawl spaces, encapsulation and mitigation of crawl spaces, and post-mitigation radon testing at the Monroe County Courthouse. This work will be carried out primarily during weekend hours. There will be some additional project costs outside of the vet contract scope, and that includes $1,100 the Monroe County Sheriff's Reserve Department to provide security at the north entrance of the courthouse for 2 10-hour shifts, and Newton Cleaning Service in an amount not to exceed $500, and they'll do a post-cleaning of the area. I guess it'd be on a Sunday night.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, it sounds like this is a pretty important thing to have done.
It is. I worked with the health department to measure some levels in the basement on the first floor, and basically there is a large portion of our basement that's still dirt floors, and phase one, we're going to encapsulate that and try to bring those numbers down.
Thank you.
Commissioner Gissens?
So I had emailed Mr. Carter about this also. We don't have our own separate agreement with Newton Cleaning Service. Is that correct? It's going to go through Vet Environmental?
We currently have a contract with Newton Cleaning Services. He's been cleaning the building here for years.
That contract actually includes additional items that may come up. So,
So we're covered?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You do such a great job in this courthouse. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I've had people comment about it. All right. Okay, I don't have any other questions, and I appreciate that there's going to be some post-testing as well, because I know there are some other ways we can mitigate radon. So I'm glad we're following through with that. I appreciate the attention to this. It's important. All right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. See none. All those in favor of approving the Vet Environmental Engineering LLC agreement signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. All right. Next item, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move approval of ordinance 2024-21, which amends the Monroe County Code, Chapter 440, Section 3 on animal management.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. We have Mr. Brummett joining us today.
Hello, I'm Russell Brummett, Monroe County Sheriff's Department, and also currently the president of the Animal Management Commission Board. We've been short a few members appointed by the commissioners for some time. I've been on the board for like 9 years now. I think we've been short 2 to 4 people. We almost have to have everybody there to have a quorum, and sometimes that's difficult. And if we're missing one person, we can't have a quorum. So we're just asking the commissioners to lower theirs from 9 members to 7 members.
Great, thank you so much. We've had to do this in a few other instances for the very same reason. It's unfortunate because people are just so busy, but it's really difficult to get people appointed to some boards. But I think this is a good solution. Comments or questions, Commissioner Githens?
I'll just point out to the public that we're just reducing the number of citizens that the Board of Commissioners appoints. We're not reducing any other appointments from other entities.
Correct. Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving ordinance 2024-21 signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Yes, move approval of amendment number 1 for the Indiana Institute on Disability and Communities Agreement.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Mr. Cockrell.
Yes, this amendment is amending an agreement that was approved approximately 1 year ago, and it says that the work will be done in 1 year, and the Indiana University Institute on Disability, IIDI, I think is the acronym they go by, requested more time, and so this extension allows them to continue their work and to get us the results by the end of the year instead of by the end of the month.
Great. Comments, questions, Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, I'm just glad this work is being done and that they'll have the time to finish it off.
Commissioner Githens?
Yes, I believe thoroughness is more important than speed in this situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving amendment number 1 for the Indiana Institute on Disability Agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right, next item.
Move approval of the easement agreement with the City of Bloomington regarding the Thompson property.
Second?
We have a motion and we have a second. Mr. Cockrell.
Yes, and this is only concerning a portion of the Thompson property, and it's the portion of the Thompson property that already has a utility easement for the electric company on it. The city has asked if they could put a trail there that would eventually, I think, connect Switchyard Park and then travel further west. I think it will hit where the Weimer meets, I forget what it's called there. I always call it Winslow, but it's got a different name at that point. TAP.
Yeah.
And so this is just to continue their trail system. The council actually approved this transaction last year. And so and you had it on your agenda and it was tabled, but we needed to have new dates and new names. And so we're putting it back on. But the agreement is just to allow them to utilize and work with Duke for the area that's already contained in a utility easement.
Great. Thank you so much. Comments or questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't have any questions either. This doesn't, well, actually I do. This doesn't impact what the council approved last year in terms of the transfer of property, the new, because we had to change this agreement, but none of that is impacted.
The terms and conditions are the same, which is what the council has the authority.
All right, just wanted to verify that. All right, thank you. All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the easement agreement with the City of Bloomington regarding the Thompson property signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Motor Vehicle Highway Administration 2023 Annual Report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge.
Good morning. So we are required every year by June 1st to submit our annual report for the motor vehicle highway budget to LTAP, and that is so why we are bringing it here to you for your approval.
Thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Githens?
This was pretty dense. I felt like I needed to come in for a tutorial.
There is a lot here, definitely, but this is the monetary side of the business of highway departments, so it's such an important thing. We appreciate having this in our packet. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Motor Vehicle Highway Administration 2023 Annual Report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Move approval of the award for RLH Seal Coating Inc. Crack Sealing Projects, Fund Name Motor Vehicle Highway, Fund Number 1176, in an amount of $125,062.80.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge.
So Monroe County Highway Department opened sealed bids on May 15th, 2024. There were 2 bids for the crack sealing project that is various roads throughout the county that we inspect and choose. The lowest, most responsible bid was RLH Seal Coating. So we would like to award this project to the contractor. Again, it's a full list of roads that they'll perform the crack sealing preventive maintenance on roads that we've paved in the past, and it's for longevity.
All right. Thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens?
No.
Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, this just can make such a difference in the upkeep of roads, and I believe must save the county quite a bit of money.
Yeah, this is a really good practice. It's not something we've been doing for years and years, but just several years, but not decades. It's not an old practice, but and it's something that the state has done for much longer on their roadways, and it does seem to make a difference.
We probably started more trying to do it about 10 years ago. You could rent the machine, have your crews do it. When you do that, your crews aren't doing that year round. It's not a practice that they do. So for cost savings and keeping our crews busy doing other things that we need to do, this is our 3rd year of bidding this out, and it seems to work really well.
Yeah, good job. Thank you. All right, see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of awarding RLH Seal Coating Inc. Crack sealing projects signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of ordinance 2024-22 to amend ordinance 86-09, 86-06, and 89-01.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. Ridge.
Okay, these items were presented to our Monroe County Traffic Commission Board on May 16th, 2024. They all meet the warrants for the MUTCD, which is the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices that we need to follow, the Indiana manual, and they were all approved unanimously by that board before coming to the commissioners. The first one is 89-01, and this is to temporarily add the following no-through trucks locations for the month of June, July, and August 2024 for the duration of construction on State Road 45, where NDOT will be performing a bridge deck overlay. The roads are Ella Road, Airport Road, from Garrison Chapel to Kirby Road, and then Garrison Chapel Road from State Road 45 to State Road 48. The second ordinance is 86-09 to delete a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit on Maples Way, Commodore Trail, and Tower Ridge Road. Also to amend ordinance 86-09 to add the following speed limit locations. 25 mile per hour from Maples Way, Commodore Trail, Rachel's Glen Road, Devonshire Court, Devonshire Lane, Exeter Lane. And then to amend 86-06 to delete the following stop location, which is Hunters Creek Road for Tower Ridge Road. The reason for the deletion of the speed limit on Tower Ridge Road and the stop sign location is because those were vacated to the forestry a couple of years ago, so we were just getting those ordinances out of our records. We no longer maintain Tower Ridge Road after we reconstructed Hunters Creek Road. And then also we didn't have jurisdiction over the existing stop sign.
Great. Thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Githens?
Yes, if the state construction on State Route 45 extends beyond August 2024, will you be coming back to us?
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Okay. I don't have any questions either. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving ordinance 2024-22 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We don't have any appointments today, but do have some announcements. First and foremost, Monday is Memorial Day, and all Monroe County government offices will be closed. We have a report from Steve Miller at the Veterans Service Office that there are two different Memorial Day ceremonies in the county on Monday. The first one is at Valhalla Cemetery. The community band plays starting at 9:30. The ceremony is at 10 a.m. And the other ceremony is at Rose Hill, which begins at 9 a.m. Both of those last approximately an hour long, and both are rain or shine events. So please come out and pay your respects. We do still have COVID testing available at our health department at 119 West 7th, and we do have vaccines available at the public health clinic at 333 East Miller Drive. We are, as always, accepting applications for boards and commissions. Go to co.monroe.in.us for more information or to fill out an application. Our next blood drives are scheduled for at Ivy Tech, Shreve Hall, are scheduled for June 12th, 1 to 6 p.m. and that's a Wednesday, and Friday, June 14th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Go to redcross.org to make an appointment in advance, please. We do continue to hold office hours 6 times each month. You can meet with one of us via Teams. Just go to co.monroe.in.us and look on the calendar for those meeting dates, and just join us when you're ready. We do have, it looks like a prediction for some more storms today, but it's a good reminder to sign up for the resident alert system. Go to co.monroe.in.us and click on the megaphone in the middle of the page, and you will be asked a series of questions about how you want to be contacted. You can choose email, voicemail, or text. But it's a good way to be aware of any incoming weather issues or other county emergencies. We continue to offer rural housing assistance, and this is to repair homes outside the city of Bloomington within Monroe County. We ask owner-occupied homeowners who need assistance to contact their township trustee. For Perry Township residents, we ask that they contact our office directly instead. Did you have something you wanted to add, Ms. Purdy?
I do. At this point in time, dependent upon the type of projects that are submitted, we really can only accept maybe 3 to 4 more applications. So we need to get those in as soon as possible.
Great. I would say to go ahead and submit anyway, because we still have the potential. We have one more ARPA meeting coming up, and so there's a potential, if we do have projects that are ready to go, that we may be able to fund them with, if we have some dollars left over. So
yeah, so anything I receive, they will be managed based on the email time stamp as to who gets a priority. And then anything that I receive beyond that, we'll just retain and take it to the meeting and see how everybody wants to go forward.
great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Excellent. Wow, that's a successful project.
Well,
That's
it's an
really-
awesome project.
Yeah.
And one of the claims for this week was for paying for one of those projects, which made me feel really good.
Yeah. It's very good.
We have a lot of projects in play, so we haven't gotten all the invoices and everything yet, but
Right.
yeah.
Thanks for managing it. I know there's a lot to juggle. All right. Excellent. Any other announcements my colleagues wish to bring forward? No. Okay, excellent. So we do have a work session today, so can we come back at 11:05 for our work session? Is that okay? All right. We will adjourn this regular meeting, and we will be back at 11:05. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks, TSD, and thank you, Katz.